Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and checking out the channel. As the title suggests, I'm going to be changing out some headlights on a 2014 Dodge Charger that would apply to years 2011 to 2014. What you're looking at here is the box of the upgraded LED lights from Allah Lighting. I got them on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description exactly which product this is. This is their newest, latest and greatest technology. It's the for the Dodge Charger, for the regular headlights, it's the H8 bulb. The reason you're seeing a halogen in there with this is because I've already changed out the passenger side, and today I'm going to tackle the driver's side and show you exactly how to install it and get in there. And here is the car that we're going to be doing. This is a 2014 Dodge Charger, and we'll give you a comparison. The driver's side still has the halogen bulb in it, and over here is the passenger side. You can see how much more white it is. 6500 Kelvin light color, and I think it's 8400 lumens combined, so I'm talking 4200 per light. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to do is get the air box out of here. And I want to remove as little as possible, just enough that I can get my hand in. So I got here a size 5/16. Got it on a little 1/2-inch drive, so we're going to take that off. Another 5/16 drive here. I'll take the boot off. I think that'll help give me a little bit more accessibility. That doesn't come off all the way, just loosen that up. We'll take the boot for the air filter off. Get that out of the way. Now we're going to try to disconnect as little as possible. Let's see. Good. So that's loose. A little magnetic nut out of the way. I'm going to lift this whole thing up and just kind of slide it out of the way. Perfect. Okay, so get a closer look in here. So here, if I needed to get to the high beam, that's nice and easy, right there. Boom. No problem with that. The low beam is that one over there, and that is, looks like it's going to be a lot more accessible than when I did the passenger side with this air box removed. So again, this is the high beam, this is the low beam here. So we're going to just give this a little bit of a turn, that's it, a little bit of a turn counterclockwise, and that cap pops off right there. Then we're going to reach in and feel for the bulb. Now again, it's a little counterclockwise turn. That's it. It was maybe a 1/4 of a turn. And then you slide it right out. Now if you plan on reusing these halogen bulbs, it's a good idea probably not to touch them. I think I'm going to be happy with the LEDs, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Now you can see there's 2 clips here. Oh, this is good to note too. There's 3 tabs here. As you can see, this tab, the one on the bottom, well, it's on the bottom in the camera, but it would be on the top going in, is a little bit wider than the other 2, and that's the configuration. So these tabs here, just separate them a little. Sometimes you need to put a little screwdriver, but I find if you just kind of work one side off, the other side just loosens up as well. Just try not to break them off. Shimmy it out, and then I got that out. Okay, so now here's the Allah Lighting LED bulb, and you can see it has a lot of extra wire on it, and there's the connector. Whereas the halogen just has the little L-shaped connector there. Now, you could compare the two, and you can see they're identical. Now, I think it's good practice, you know, never to touch the bulbs. I don't think it's as important with the LEDs, but you know, I wouldn't touch it with greasy or dirty hands. So that's going to go in the top. So when this goes in, it's going to go in that way. We're going to give it a little bit of a turn to lock it in, and it'll be good to go. So without banging that light around, try to hold that. Now, one thing to note, everything I read, they say that there actually is polarity on these LEDs. So I'm going to go in the car and test this to make sure it turns on, to make sure, by polarity I mean it matters which way this goes. Now I've used ALA lighting to change lights in my Ford F-250, both the fog lights and the headlights. I did the passenger side on this, I did the fog lights on this, I did another Jeep. I've changed a lot of LED lights. I've never had a problem with the polarity, so I don't know if I'm reading a myth or maybe it only applies to certain lights, but it seems like they all work. So I'm just going to prop that right there. There we go. All right, this should be blinding when it goes on. Okay, it looks like it's working. Looks like that's working, so now what I'm going to do is gently. Now, I'm doing this blind. I don't have my face in there. Maybe if I didn't have the camera and bang it with my head. So what I'm doing, I'm feeling where the inside is to get an idea. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach around here with my right hand. And now I'm looking over the front of the car because I can see the hole where it goes in. There we go. Now I know I have it lined up. And I could also see the tabs. Those tabs are important that it locks in. But it's really even more feel with that. Okay, so the big tab is actually the big tab, which was the top tab. So in other words, the plug is going to be down facing the bottom. The large tab gets installed at around, let's call it the 10 or 11 o'clock position from the perspective if I'm looking from the engine bay out. So 10 o'clock. So when I rotate it a quarter, a little bit clockwise, that tab will be at the 12 o'clock position. So now I'm going to switch to my left hand because I could get some more leverage that way. You need to push in straight. I'm pushing right toward the front of the car, and now I'm rotating. And I rotated it a little bit, and boom, I feel it locked in. Now the only thing left, you just got to take this extra wire and tuck it in. Tuck it in there. It's pretty easy to do. There's a lot of room. I'm making it look more difficult because I keep glancing over at the camera to make sure I'm getting a good view. But there, you see I tucked it all in. Nice and neat. Make sure it clears where the tabs are going to go. Let's not forget our cap. You can see the writing on here goes up and down. It says remove with the arrow going that way. So let's keep all the writing up toward the top. Get it centered. And just kind of rotate it till you feel the tabs grab somewhere. There we go. Just grab, and I'm going to give it a little turn clockwise, and boom, it locked in. That's it. Reinstall the air box in reverse and see how it looks. Well, I guess the only other thing I wanted to show on this video is how everything looks all together. So there are the headlights, low beam headlights, and the fog lights are on. Again, they're both ALA lighting product. It's the 8400 lumen on the headlights. I forget the specs right now of the fog lights. I think they were something like maybe 1500 each, a total of 3000 lumens in a 6000 Kelvin. You can see maybe they're not quite as white as the other ones, but according to the specs that would make sense. I'm going to kick the high beams on now, which are still halogen bulbs in there, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so there we are with everything on. That's the high beams in the middle, and you can see how yellow they are compared to the new LEDs. I'm gonna drive around a while with these LEDs in, and I'll probably change out the high beams too at some point. There you go, that's a good look. So low beams on the outside, high beams on the inside, the stock, and of course the fog lights go out when you have the high beams on. So far, like I said, I've bought a lot of these lights from Alla Products or Alla Lighting, and I'm very satisfied with them. They haven't given me a problem at all, and the customer service is phenomenal. One thing I would recommend, if you're searching on Amazon for their products, give them a call. Go to their website. Sometimes the products on their website aren't as up to date as they are on Amazon, but the best thing to do is call customer service over there and tell them what you're looking for, how bright a light you want, how many lumens. They'll tell you what the latest and greatest is, and they'll direct you to where to buy it. Because if I was to get these on my own search, I wouldn't have found these on my own, because I don't think I saw them on their website. But customer service is off the charts. I actually ordered the wrong set of bulbs for my truck with no questions asked. They took them back, gave me a full refund, and that's about it.